Hey ladies, this is Mocha Mommy here bringing you another video. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how I'm navigating some of these socio-political conversations that are going around in the workplace. So a lot of people in the workplace know that I love sports and know that I'm a huge advocate of women and women's sports. And they're kind of trying to get my opinion and drag me into having a position on this Dylan Mulvaney thing when it regards to her Nike contract. So here's basically how I've been standing on that issue. I've never been a fan of the brand. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, a lot of African American people remember being on the receiving end of violence as a result of wearing Nike shoes. People were being killed and unalived and robbed for them. So, therefore, I've never been an advocate of the brand. Also, I feel that they don't make quality products. And this is one of the reasons why Warren Buffett, his Berkshire Hathaway portfolio stays very clear of Nike because he feels as if they never have really distinguished themselves between streetwear, athletic performance, and companies who tend to do those types of things just don't perform well. They'll fall out of style, but then their performance is not well. So he just feels as if that's a brand that he likes to stay away from. So again, just I've never liked Nike for that reason. My own personal beef with Nike is how they treat Black women athletes, particularly Allison Felix. Her standing against Nike when it came to her entering pregnancy and motherhood, even though it was by far the most decorated track and field athlete, they still felt that she should have been devalued after having a baby. Simone Biles, she wanted to create something where she'll have some kind of a long-term career after gymnastics to still be a part of the brand, to still use Nike as an advocate for women in sports and health and wellness and fitness. They would not agree to do that with her, but Athleta did. So therefore she left. And also Skylar Diggins Smith, um, WNBA player and Olympian, who walked away from a Nike contract in favor of Puma simply because she wanted to make sure that she had more of a hands-on role with the brand, and any of the gear she designed or promoted, she wanted to have a larger piece of it. And Nike was not willing to offer that to her. So therefore, she walked away. So Nike has had a history of being very disrespectful to their female athletes, particularly their Black female Olympian athletes, but yet will give a very favorable contract to this transgendered individual. Now, when it comes to Dylan Mulvaney and how I feel about him, people are asking how do I feel about his Bud Light contract? And usually my classy clapback would be that typically I like to support local and microbreweries because I know that my money influences the community. So as a beer drinker, I just tend to support something more local. And that's how I've been handling that issue. Now, as far as transgendered women in women's sports, Black women, we've been dealing with this for about a decade now. I don't know if you know this, but there was a transgender athlete in 2012 to 2014 by the name of Phelan Fox in the UFC. She was a very feminine presenting transgendered woman. She always made a point to wear her hair down, have makeup, do presses in dresses. Okay, she did her. So she had a soft voice, and she would always make it a point to be very feminine presenting, although she was transgender. And she would strategically pick fights with very masculine presenting Black women in the LGBTQ plus community, right? She would purposefully pick fights with them, have her management do it. So this way she can get away with being a man playing a woman's sport. She ended up causing a permanent injury to NCAA wrestler turned UFC fighter Tamika Brents. And one of the things that she complained about, as well as Erica Newsom, was the grip, that she had an advantage in her grip versus other female athletes, which is why when the Black women spoke up, the white women who then ended up defeating Phelan Fox, they knew to use martial arts and kicking because ultimately she couldn't really fight. She was just really a man in a woman's sport and then using her advantage, which is why she tended to pick on LGBTQ Black women who were masculine presenting, who had more of a wrestling background and less of a martial arts background. Now, fast forward 10 years later, we have Riley Gaines versus transgendered swimmer Leah Thomas. So, again, just goes to show you that when it's Black women who are trying to make a stand and trying to complain and trying to advocate for female athletics, that people are pretty silent. But I honestly think that we should just let white women be the face of it. Let white women be the face of it. Let white women be harassed. Let them be called the haters. Let them be called non-LGBTQ plus friendly. Let them bear the brunt of it, because when we say something, all of a sudden we're haters for not wanting to be inclusive. So I just say, let the Caitlyn Jenners and the J.K. Rowlings, let them take the brunt for it. And Black women, you only move on this issue when it benefits you to move on this issue. This is Mocha Mommy, and I'll see you in the next video.